Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, folks, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the one and only Definity Internet Computer, everything from the news to the charts. So let's get right into it. Having a live stream go down on my channel today, 2:30 Pacific time, 4:30 Central time, and 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Got some absolute juggernauts and pillars that have been in the crypto industry, folks, for a really long time. These guys have been here through the bear market. They've been here during the bull market. I've known these people for quite a while. Some smart whips here, and I think that we'll be able to really tear apart some great news articles on crypto, finance, things like that. So return to this channel at those times and look for the live stream. We had ICP Whale pose a question to Dominic Williams. I believe he's traveling and doing all sorts of things right now, but he tagged me in it. It says, how will ICP achieve that current internet businesses will switch from their achieved goal, Google positions and profitable AdWords campaigns to the internet computer blockchain? And, you know, it is one of those things. I think that Definity is one of the most leading think tanks in the industry. They've got the people, they've got the know-how, they build some remarkable things. But for reasons like little mom and pop shops to switch over to blockchain, it's just, you know, the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've probably paid an arm and a leg just to get their websites up, especially the people that are just not technically savvy. I feel like blockchain would just complicate things for them. But when we start talking about banking, when we start talking about institutions like insurance, things like that, people that have huge databases that need protection, you know, they're going to need security. And that is one of the reasons I feel that a lot of the onboarding, you know, it's going to happen. All these companies, they're going to need more security. They're going to need reduced costs for hosting and running applications on the chain, right? Because that's the whole reason they're getting off Web3, is they're getting hacked. They're going to need faster performance and monetary transaction speeds. And just to kind of piggyback off this, banks are slow, banks are clunky, banks are frustrating. Anytime I got to deal with my bank, I hate it. Just the other day, they froze and canceled my debit card when I was trying to use it to pay for parking. I got to go in and get a new debit card now. It's the third time they've done this to me in the last 6 to 8 months. It's maddening. So it's gonna, you know, that's just some examples. It's tough for people with bad credit also to open up new accounts, things like that. But you know, as these catastrophic hacks just keep amplifying, we're talking about AI and quantum computing coming together and amplifying the amount of hacks, amplifying just the destruction. It's going to force TradFi into this corner. TradFi, all this Web3 stuff, it's being backed into a corner as I speak right now. And you know, when it comes down to it, the older generations are the ones in power. Still, they control the legacy systems. But I feel like once the new generations up and come, then they will take over control, realize that this technology is good, and Definity will have its internet computer waiting at the finish line. So it is what it is. Daniel, real Dan McCoy, give this guy a follow. Good stuff here. After months of stealth work, I'd like to finally introduce my new app to the ICP family, and I thought this was so cool. This app lets any user create a personal asset canister that only they own using just a wallet. It also provides a file explorer in the browser to let users upload and manage their files on chain. Code-free autonomous canister creation, familiar file explorer interface, drag and drop file upload, supports plug, stoic, NFID, works on mobile. Like, folks, this is amazing. This is so cool. So I did go ahead and check this out. I'm going to ask Dan for permission to see if I can maybe get in on the whitelist or explore this app and make a video on it. So this is really cool. So big tip of the hat to him for that amazing accomplishment. We had Herbert post on 9/18. IC 1101 invited Definity to visit Silicon Lake College in Shanghai, the first metaverse university in China. I introduced Jens Groth and did a talk about rebuilding the internet with Web3. Rebuild the internet with Web3 to introduce ICP to a ton of audience. 1,500 freshman students to be exact. So this is pretty wild. And I mean, look at this place. This is the place where all these kids are learning about design, building the metaverses up, things like that. You can see this is a very, very creative institution wherever it was. So big tip of the hat to those people for getting out there. Also, this was an interesting tweet, and then we're going to move on to the charts real quick. Emerging markets are the future of crypto. We need to be available to them. I couldn't agree with that more. Plug has an on-ramp money integrated, which means you can easily buy ICP from your wallet in India, Mexico, UAE, Turkey, and Indonesia, with more to come, of course. So this is really cool, and I really love using Plug Wallet, folks. It's great. I posted this just this morning. You know, I was looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I recognized a pattern. It's a big pattern, folks. When you see big patterns like this form, you usually get big results. And what is that pattern? It's a bearish rising wedge, folks. That's not something that you want to see, but here it is against Internet Computer. You can see as this thing presses upward, it suppresses the price of ICP. And there almost is a little falling wedge that is formed now with the ICP price tag. There's also a little bit of Elliott wave theory there, quite possibly, at least in the form of an ABCDE corrective wave. But we're not talking about that. The markets are half in the bag right now. ICP currently trading $2.95. I do believe, folks, that ICP is really trading too far away from this Ichimoku cloud. On the weekly chart, I'm hoping we see a little bit of a bounce and maybe come back up to like this $4-ish range. I would like to see ICP maybe target some of this thinner portion of the Ichimoku cloud. When we look at ICP really on the daily, what is it that we are seeing? Bear with me, I just got to turn this auto lock off. Well, I've been kind of pointing out now for quite a while that we do, folks, have somewhat of this inverse head and shoulders. I think that we could make the argument here, and especially if we shoot up and cross over to this $5.50 line. But that falling wedge that I was just kind of mentioning a couple moments ago, I will draw that up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Bear with me 1 second. But, I mean, you can just kind of see that ICP is squeezing into this falling wedge. It is what it is. Falling wedge, folks, I'll show you this. Here is a falling wedge right here. Price booms after it executes. So we need this little falling wedge to execute. That's my point here. But I do think that ICP is at this very pivotal moment right now, especially over like the last 2 weeks, last 10 days. We've seen this thing trade sideways, and it's producing nothing but spinning tops and things like that. So doji stars, spinning tops. So I do think that this thing is getting ready for some sort of move. Man, like this is one of my favorite positions to be trading into, is when price action has a nice bullish formation and the price action is underneath this 50 moving average. A lot of times you will see price action just react and start rampaging upwards. So I would like to see price action come ripping through this thinner part of the Ichimoku cloud on the daily, folks, and maybe retest this 50 and then head up to about the $4.30-ish level. I want to see this thing take off to the races, especially, folks, when we're looking at all of this Bitcoin dominance getting ready to be released. So that's it for today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you all. We'll see you on the next one.